What's up, YouTubers? Saw a couple of videos today that were very interesting to me. Two of my favorite presenters. One of them was Umfundise. One of them was Nedd. They were talking about the same thing, basically. Different, but the same. Umfundise's basic thought was based on a sermon he was preparing from Luke, the portion dealing with judging people and being better to our enemies and forgiveness and things like that. If you want to look it up, Luke 6:27 through 38. Nedd was talking about trying to become a better version of himself, recreating his life, that kind of thing. And a thought picture came into my head, tying those two things together. One of them is, I thought of Michelangelo creating the statue David. Generally regarded as a very beautiful, perfect, if you want to say that, representation of man. Michelangelo was creating that. He started with a big slab of rock. It's the old cliche, how do you sculpt something out of a rock? Well, you take away everything that isn't David. It's a pretty simplified version of how to be a sculptor. But Michelangelo created this beautiful sculpture of the form of a human body based on what he thought David would look like. And in all aspects, you could say he probably did a pretty good job. What you don't see in that sculpture is David's heart. Michelangelo could never portray a man's heart, not even his own. And I was thinking, mainly when I was watching Nedd's video, about how we are basically creating a sculpture of our own lives in the way we act, what we think, what we do, how we treat others. And then in what Umfundise was talking about, I had the picture of God doing that, creating us, not in the initial sense, but daily, day by day. So if Michelangelo made a little mistake, he could, maybe fix it, or even start over if he made a major mistake. He had something to work with that in the grand scheme of things didn't really matter. He may have attempted that statue 50 times for all I know, or more. Who knows? When we're sculpting our own lives, we make mistakes all the time, constantly. and definitely in regards to what Umfundise was talking about, the words in Luke 6. We screw up all the time. It's not that easy for us to fix a mistake like that on the fly, to start over, to chisel away this, or get another piece of stone and try again. Although that's what we're doing. But I had this picture of us sculpting out our lives, and every time we made a mistake, knocked off our nose or our hand or whatever, God just slaps another big chunk of rock on there. It says, try again. And we get to go at it again, try to get better. And we mess up. And he slaps another piece on there. Try again. Try again. Listen to my words and try again. I found the juxtaposition of those two videos to be fascinating. In all manner of ways, really. The fact that they both came up with the same general thought line, thousands of miles away from each other, on the same day. One of the portions of the scripture that Umfundise was talking about is probably one of the most erroneously interpreted passages. Judge not, lest ye be judged yourselves. And that's a tough one, because a lot of people take that as an absolute. You are not to judge anyone under any circumstances for any reason. But I think, based on what I've read and what I've heard people say, it seems to me that's what's missing, not from Scripture, but what's missing from our interpretation of that passage is motivation. It's okay to judge someone if you're doing it out of love. If you're judging someone in order to make yourself feel better about yourself, that's the wrong method. If you're judging someone in an effort to make them be better, I think that's a positive thing, and I think that goes in line with Scripture, especially the rest of those passages. We're not called to drift alone aimlessly without taking what other people say and do into account. Hopefully to learn and grow from it instead of to tear people down because of it. We're called to interact, to help people, to forgive. I think that's the core of that message. So if we're just out there trying to tear people down, all we're really doing is damaging ourselves, probably damaging them as well, depending on how they take it, but definitely doing ourselves no good. It's whatever measure we use to judge somebody is going to be used on us as well. When you're criticizing someone, keep that in mind. And I think what Nedd was talking about is vitally important for all of us to do. We're never going to make ourselves perfect. That's a hopeless end game. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't keep trying constantly. I don't know, it's just my thoughts. I appreciate both of those guys and both of those videos. Hopefully somebody gets something out of this one they can appreciate. If not, try again. Maybe not through this video or through my words, but in a way that you deem fit. That's about all I got. You guys have a good day. Enjoy your pipe, even though mine's empty, and ignore the hype.